What is up, you guys? It is your boy Pretty Boy Floyd here, and in today's video I'm gonna be doing a face rating review of two YouTubers actually. One is Waffles and then another one is Nero Angelo. Angelo. Why did I say that? Angelo. Angelo. And Angelo. There we go. My English is totally my fucking speech. Basically, Waffles, I've been following him for a while. If you guys don't know about Waffles, and if you're not into the black pill space, things like that, you may not have heard of him. But basically, when this guy first came out, and I think what really attracted me to him, Paul's, was just how he analyzed faces. And I've always been interested in analyzing faces and what makes a face attractive. And I've been into modeling for a few years now, and in order to sharpen my blade and make my skills a lot better, it is to study those things on what makes a face attractive. Now, I'm here to tell you that not all models do that, okay? I'm 100% gonna be honest with you. Honestly, 80 to 90% of people who don't know what makes a face attractive, they just go, oh wow, that's an attractive face. But they don't know like the science behind it, the ratios, and like what is it, like the smallest little details is like what makes a face attractive. And this is why I feel like his channel is so helpful. A lot of people come for this guy and say like, oh, he's being nihilistic, he's giving people no hope, blah 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 blah, this and that. Look, it's all about how you use information. It's all about how you use things in this world. Either fire can burn your house down or it can cook your food. Like, it's all about how you use information. That's the same thing with knowledge and education. Knowledge can either be used for good or evil. So you have to be very intelligent and intellectual when you learn about these things. You can learn about what makes a face attractive, and you can be like, oh God, I'm so ugly, I can't do anything about this, the world is over, fuck it, I'm just gonna, give up, all hope is lost. Or you can say, oh wow, these are my flaws, what type of procedures, what type of things can I do in order to fix them? And now that probably just right there, that probably just like, what procedures, things you could do, what? No, live your God-given thing, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about that, okay? Your looks is very, very important in this world. Depending on how people treat you, even comes down to the job that you have, like things like that. Your looks can take you a long, long, long way. I cannot stress that enough. And this is why I do like the black pill. I'm not like totally black pill or I don't know, nigga. I take shit from every fucking pill. The red pill, the blue pill, the purple pill, the black pill, the white pill. Like I don't give a fuck what it is. There's always some truth to it. But I'm here to tell you that like your looks can take you really, really far. Now, the black pill can take things like really extreme, but it does have a lot of truth to it. I'm gonna tell you, with social interactions with the opposite sex, it's gonna take you very far. My nigga, like, the more attractive that you are, the less social skills you need. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. All that gaming shit and all this, oh, do this, do that, text this, text that, blah, blah, blah. You don't necessarily need that much, like, when you're, like, up there. The more attracted a person is to you, the easier they're gonna make it for you. You hear about it all the time, like, oh, why won't this person stop talking to them? Why like this person is treating them like shit, this person's not treating them right. They are highly attracted to that person. Before I get like way too deep into that shit, I just want to talk about when it comes to like what, like say if Waffle said I had a flaw, say if Nero said I had a flaw, or any other person that says that I had a flaw, take it in consideration, because there might be some validity to it and there might be some truth to it. And if you can use that, and it can make you better. When you listen to people and you listen to people telling you what your flaws are and what you can work on, it will make you better. Saying you're perfect and saying that, oh, this is what God has given you, like, oh, accept this, accept that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I do think that there are some times in your life where you do need to say that. You need to learn when it's applicable and when it's not. When somebody points out certain flaws, same thing, like, yo, if you're playing sports, somebody says like, yo, you suck at dribbling, but you're a really good shooter. If you start working on your dribbling, you can become an all-around good player. This is what it's all about, man. This is what it's like. It's all about that. It's not, this intro might be like super long, but I just want to give a big thanks to these guys and all the research that they do in order to help guys like me and guys in our community to make ourselves better. Because this isn't about losing hope. When you become aware of a problem, you are able to fix it. So a lot of guys out here who are just like, oh, all hope is lost. Oh, he said this about my flaws. Oh, he said that about, or oh, I'm doomed, blah, blah, blah. No, get your ass up and do something about it. There are things that you can do. This is 2022. We are very intellectual human beings now. We have so much shit that we can do in order to make ourselves better. And let me just go ahead and tell you, like, you need to have some sort of discernment of what's bullshit and what's not. You know what I'm talking about, bro. Try to distinguish between the bullshit and the real shit of like what you can do, like to change shit. I'm gonna tell you, with certain procedures, like minimally invasive or non-invasive, non-surgical things like that, those can go a long way, and they can go in certain ways to help you achieve what you exactly want. Now, when you go to surgical ways or the more extreme ways, this is where it's the high risk, high reward category, but it's also the overkill category. When you do overkill, things look worse. So know when something is good enough. You know what I mean? So like when something is good enough, all you have to do is focus on maintaining it and not losing it. But if something is good, don't try to make it better by doing the most extreme thing, because then you run into the overkill category, right? We talked about this. Okay, this is like the 47th law of power. Once you reach the mark of victory, don't go any further. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into Wheat Waffles review of me. Wheat Waffles, I love how he categorizes the it goes from sub 5 to Normie, then the Chad Light, and then to the Chad. So I'm between the high tier Normie and the Chad. When Wheat Waffles released like his you know, out of 1,000 faces, this is what he got. His scale actually doesn't go higher than an 8. So like to be a 7.5, like that's what, like, I'm good with that. So like that's in like the top, I think it was like 5% of guys or something like that. It was a very small percentage of like guys up there. And I think like a couple of people, or a very few people, got that 8. I know Austin Dunham had got that. Well deserved, honestly. Dude does a lot of, you know, he's good. He's up there. So like, it doesn't go higher than an 8, you know, and he kind of revealed that. And honestly, in real life too, like, even like when you think about it, like it's just like, you kind of have to settle for an 8. Like when it comes to a girl too, like yo, like when it comes to a girl, it's like it's just like you have to kind of settle with it. Not even the term settle, because it's just like, yo, I'm gonna tell you this: real is better than perfect. You're not gonna find a 10 out of 10 girl, but like if you can find a girl that's 80% there, you better get her. You better bag her. You better bag her. Even when it comes to looks too, and I think like with being around like a lot of attractive like women and things like that, it's just like, it kind of do cap off at an 8, for real, for real. Like, for real, like, at some point, like, it's just like, they not, like, a 10 out of 10, it's just like, a 10 out of 10 is just almost OD. Now, I also like that there's, like, certain, like, archetypes. Like, you have the pretty boy, you have the Chad, and then you have the hyper masculine. Now, of course, to be the Chad is like top, you know what I'm saying? Like it's the perfect archetype, you know what I mean? But then when you do pretty boy and then when you do hyper masculine, those are the niche markets. Now obviously by my name, you know I'm going for a pretty boy look, and that's just how I am. And to sort of play on that and to like dive deeper into that, when it comes to, well, why don't I want to be the hyper masculine guy? Why don't I want to be the Chad guy, or you know, this or that? The thing is, and I've done a little bit of research on myself too, okay? And you know, I've dove in a little bit deeper into this as well. And I also follow like Coof Studio too. They're also like a great channel, and I highly recommend that you guys go check them out too. I might even do like a whole like, yo, these are the channels that I'm subscribed to, and these are the ones that you need to do if you want to get like, you know, get on the same wave. So basically, bro, the way my skull is shaped, like from the back of my occipital lobe and like to my forehead, like my forehead is curved. You know what I mean? So like, let's just play off of that, like how curved my forehead is. A hyper masculine guy will have like an inclination to their forehead. The way that my eyelids are shaped, it's more feminine, it's more curved. They're not as deep set as like a hyper masculine man. I don't have a very prominent brow ridge either. When say you are dealt with this genetic card, it's not to be like, oh, I'll never be like a hyper masculine like caveman looking nigga. Like, nah bro, like I'm good with being the pretty boy. Like I'm good with that, and that's my niche, and that's where I like. And honestly, like that fits with me. Like honestly, knowing that, and this is why I say that the you know, appreciate what God has given you. I hella appreciate that shit. I could have been in any other body. Like I could have been in like a hyper masculine body, or I could have been in any other body, but God decided to give me this body. Like that's perfect for like the way that my mind works. Like I'm just like, oh shit. Like I actually see all the little characteristics that are feminine, and also see like the masculine characteristics that I have. As you can see, I play with the cards that I have. So play with the cards that you are dealt and just maximize those features. Because the thing is, I might be like, oh, woe is me. People aren't going to think that I'm not that masculine or this or that, blah, blah, blah. Dare I say the U word, but like it can go too far with hypermasculine stuff. Same thing with the feminine stuff too. Like you become the U word. I don't know why I'm not saying like, let's say unattractive. Okay. But let's just say like you become like unattractive with like very, very feminine features. Now, granted, I know that I do have other masculine features that bring me into that middle ground, you know what I'm saying, where I'm not too feminine looking, but I'm also not too masculine looking. Alright, so 7.5, right? Wheat Waffles rates these as my best features. Number 1, very clearly defined, forwardly grown and dovetailing cheekbones. I'm saying roaded cheekbones. If you're an OG subscriber, you know I used to always want cheekbones. Or when I was younger, like when I was like super skinny, like 130 pounds, like back in high school, like I was just like, yo, what happened to my cheekbones? As soon as I went to college and you gain that freshman 15, you're like, yo, that shit goes straight to my fucking face. and I think a lot of people, you know, kind of deal with that. Like the fucking fat just goes straight to their fucking face. So I wanted to get back those fucking cheekbones that I had. And along my journey, you know, and if you guys haven't seen this video, you guys can go ahead and click it right here. On this journey, I got the cheekbones that I wanted. But the thing was, I was just like, I kind of want them to be a little bit more prominent and play with those cards. So did I go overboard? Did I get cheek implants? No. I just got cheek filler, which just adds a little bit more definition to it. And no, nobody's gonna like, you know, tell or be overfilled or this or that. That's why with things like fillers and Botox or any other non-invasive procedures, you do very little at a time and it's very subtle. You don't go overboard with things, okay? Like be conservative with things, especially with these kinds of things. Be very conservative. So Wheat Waffles even details like dovetailing cheekbones versus hollow cheekbones. Basically the hollow cheekbone look is like very like sunken in, you know, gaunt look. Like you look like emaciated, like you look like a starving child from Africa. Like it's just nah. And I think that certain people can get away with that hollow cheek look, which it is a very nice look, but I think a lot of people aren't going to be able to achieve that without being like almost anorexic. Like pretty much you pretty much got to be anorexic in order to like have that gaunt look, unless you just don't carry fat in your face. Everybody is predisposed on where their body likes to store more fat at. For me, problem area has always been my face, and that's pretty much it, bro. Like that's why I've been attacking it so fucking hard. Like my legs, my body doesn't give a fuck about storing fat on my legs. My stomach a little bit, but yeah, mainly up here, like in the upper region is like where my body just loves to store fat at. I don't know. I hate it. You know what I'm saying? Like some people, like they store a lot of fat in their lower extremities, and that's why they have like, that's usually why you guys have big calves. It's just because you guys store a lot of fat in your calves, all right? But I got some shredded calves, all right? And if you guys don't know it too, I'm a pretty shredded dude, and I also work pretty hard on that. But anyways, let's go ahead. It's number 2. We're only on number 2, and I'm just talking. Number 2, Chad jawline. You have good forward growth. It's wide, good angularity, and no curvature. Your jawline is a 9 out of 10. Let's go ahead and talk about the jawline too. Obviously, I've gotten non-invasive procedures for this. I've gotten fillers in the jaw, and I've also gotten Botox and a masseter. So when he talks about the Chad jawline, you know, it pops out, my side angle, this and that, like you can see it, front angle, it's wider. Now, there is a certain point where like I have gotten too much Botox where my lower thirds have gotten a lot more narrow, like too narrow. And when you shrink that lower third of your face like too much, it can be feminine. No angularity and no curvature. Thing is, so when it comes to that filler, things like that, I really like to focus on a ramus. This is where the jawbone meets the ear to the point of the jaw angle. I really like to accentuate that, and I really like that feature about me. There are certain people who have short ramuses, which like a shorter ramus can mean a more steeper angle, which comes off as more feminine. And I have seen that on guys before. And not only does your jawline look more like feminine, but there's also like more likely like that you'll have a curve, which he talks about like very low curvature. Is that your jaw can like, I need to put some pictures up here, but like your jaw can, it can look more rounded, and you want your mandible body, that jaw body, to be as straight as possible. That's how you're gonna make it look as masculine as possible. Good facial definition, low body fat percentage. I'm gonna tell you right now, right now, and if you, you're gonna get fucking annoyed if you are subscribed to my channel. You need to lose weight. You need to have a low body fat percentage if you want to get into this space. I think Waffles, I said it before, that like, you know, a lot of people that he's rated, the ones that rated like more attractive than the other ones was that they were jacked, that they had that low body fat percentage. If you follow anybody in the self-improvement space, anybody that is going to tell you how to improve your attraction, it is going to be to lose weight. Let me give you an example. You search up glow up transformations on TikTok or whatever. If you see glow up transformations, I promise you, bro, 8 out of fucking 10 times that motherfucker lost weight. They'd be like, oh, glow up challenge went from, you know, fat incel to Giga Chad. Like the motherfucker lost like 50 to 100 pounds. I'm going to tell you right now too, a lot of you motherfuckers are Chads, but you're sub 5s because you walk around here looking like slobs. Like, you have, and I've seen it before, like I swear to God, I will walk amongst the streets, and you know, I keep this shit to myself, but I look at some people's faces, and you know, they got the nice eyes. I can tell that like their jaw angle is there. And some people are like really fat, but like their face doesn't like hold that much fat, and I can just tell, and I'm just like, oh damn, this guy would look really good if he just lost weight. You know what I'm saying? And wanting to help somebody out if, like, say they wanted to look better, they wanted to look more attractive, which is all fine and dandy if you want to look that way. But I just believe that, like, yo, you would just look more attractive if you lost weight. Now, I'd be wrong for saying that, right? You know what I'm saying? I'd be a dickhead. I would be a douchebag. I would be that, he must be douchebag. Yeah. Look, I'm just telling you that if you want to improve your quality of life, if you want to get the results that you want from social interactions, everybody's going to tell you, bro, like, if you lose the weight, I promise you, you will look good. Now, this doesn't apply to everybody. This does not apply to everybody. You know what I'm saying? But at least if your body fat is low, and it's low enough to show that good facial definition, to show those angularities of your face, to show off what you have, to show off the good cards that you have, to show off the good points that you have in your face, is going to help you out tremendously. And then we can attack the cosmetic defects and the flaws that you have and things like that. Then we can start looking into, you know, certain interventions and surgical interventions and things like that. But before that, man, like, yeah, you just have to take care of your body. This is why it's so important. Equal thirds of the face, excellent skull proportions. Waffles also says, you know, good hairline. I think the only thing about my hairline, if it was just a tad bit lower, I think I would like that. But honestly, I'm good with my hairline for right now. Would I get a hair transplant in the future? Fuck yeah, I would get a hair transplant. Hell yeah, like, to lower this hairline just a tad bit. I'm not talking about like anything like half an inch or a quarter of an inch, like just very little. You know, and also to preserve that hairline of mine as well. I'm also on finasteride, that, you know, is a prevention of hair baldness, and I am 25 years old. You guys, if I have not stated my age already, I'm 25 years old, 5'11", that's my height. Average height in America is 5'9", okay? So I'm a little bit above average height. Good skin health. If you guys haven't seen my skincare routine, go ahead and click that video right there. I told you guys, man, this past year, bro, I've been investing into my skin hard. Heavy as a motherfucker, bro. Like, thousands of dollars been into my skincare routine. So, if you guys haven't checked out my skincare routine, go ahead and check that out, bro. So yeah. Also, as a model and as a guy who stays ready so he doesn't have to get ready, I do put on a little bit of foundation when I go out, or this or that, blah, blah, blah. And just recently, like, without me putting on foundation, and I'm talking about this past year, I've gotten a lot of compliments on my skin, which is, you know, before, like, my skin was like my biggest insecurity. There was nothing wrong with the texture, and I was never got to get pimples like that, but it was hyperpigmentation. And being a black person and, you know, having melanated skin, hyperpigmentation and dark spots are going to be like your #1 problem. And also, as a child, I've had eczema before, and my eczema was really bad. It's not as bad as it is now that I am an adult, but in order to help out with that, I do use foundation, especially for photo shoots, because I'm gonna tell you, let me tell you this, you fucking idiot. If you're a fucking model, if you're an actor, if you're anything like that, they're going to put makeup on you. They're going to put foundation on you in order to even out your skin tone. Things like that, okay? So, thing is, you know, I choose to wear it when I go out or this or that because, yo, pictures last forever. I don't give a fuck if it was taken on your Red camera that cost you $100,000, or if it was taken on your iPhone that only cost you $1,000. Pictures last forever. No matter where I go, pictures are being taken. Somebody wants to take a picture with me, either it's a friend or one of you guys who recognize me on YouTube, like, yo, Pretty Boy Floyd, blah, blah, blah. Y'all want to take a picture with me? You know, things like that. Yeah, I stay ready, so I ain't got to get ready. Number 7, good point. Highly aesthetic physique. Your body's 9 out of 10. I'm going to tell you, I mean, I think I've been telling you, don't get me mad. Don't get me mad. I've been telling you guys, dude. yeah, when I wear clothes, yes, I do look skinny, but you gotta look at, you know, the also like the look that I'm going for. I can't be preaching to you guys about staying in a low body fat percentage and then I get fat. Oh no, I'm on a bulk. I'm on a seafood diet. Like nah, bro. Like nah. You know, I can't do that. I choose to take the slow route. Like I choose to be in a slight surplus if I am going to be in a period where I'm trying to gain a little bit of strength. And honestly, most of the times I'm in a deficit. I do have those cheat days, you know, once a week. I'm in a perfect place in my diet where I gain strength and like my weight stays the same. So like I'm in a perfect place where I'm able to enjoy my life up to a certain point. I'm not gonna lie to you, like I do have those days where I'm like, fuck this shit, but I definitely do have those days are my diet has become so much better that like I'm able to gain strength. Another good feature, I get a feeling your lips draw significant compliments too. Ever since I've been the YouTuber, ever since I've been the guy to be like, yo, get, you know, non-invasive procedures, look into surgeries, things like that in order to help out and improve yourself and improve your looks. It's gonna help out. A lot of people will be like, you know, oh, did you get lip fillers? Do you have lip fillers? Like things like that. Thing is, no, I don't. Like I've never gotten lip fillers. Will I get them in the future? Honestly, probably. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Probably. Like I probably will get lip fillers in the future. Doesn't mean that I'm like, oh no, I'll never put lip filler in my lips, or like, oh, I'll never do that, blah, blah, blah. Because the thing is, bro, when you start to age, the volume of your lips and the tissue in your lips start to decrease. So yes, there will be a point in time where I will get lip fillers, but at this point in time, I'm 25 years old. This is the year 2022. I have not gotten lip fillers done. So, so this goes for any fucking idiot who's probably watching this video or who's probably on my channel like, oh, he's probably got lip fillers too, or a girl like, oh, he's probably got lip fillers. My lips have all like, they've been like one of my biggest insecurities. Like up until adulthood, like my lips had like, I've always been like, man, my lips look like tubes. Like they look like sausages. Like I don't like the way that they look, you know, shit like that. But honestly, him mentioning that, like my lips have been like the most complimented feature of mine when it comes to the shawties. Like shawties love my lips. Now we gonna get into the flaws. Oh yeah, but you guys been waiting for this part. This video about to be long as hell. Large eye height, wide ratio given a prey appearance. Now, this is where we have to play onto our cards, right? This is why I tell you guys, play with the cards that you dealt with. When you have this pretty boy look, there are going to be some feminine features and those masculine features. When he's talking about the prey and hunter eye look, the hunter eye look is going to look a lot more attractive than the prey eye look. I have curved eyelids and they're very curved. They're not shaped. I remember my eye doctor told me this one time. She was just like, your eyes are shaped differently. They're not shaped like a football, they're shaped like a baseball. Bro, I was like 6 years old when she had told me that, and when I was looking into contacts and glasses. Not until years later, I mean, I don't think that she was like, you know, aware of like an attractive eye shape or this or that, but I guess she was just trying to say like, your eyes are like different than most boys. Like, you know, so basically if you think about that, like my eyes are curved. Can be a flaw of mine, and honestly I've looked into certain procedures like canthoplex and canthoplasty, things like that, in order to like straighten out my eyelids or help like increase the width of my eyelids, you know, things like that. I haven't done them yet, but I'm researching it, looking into it. Maybe. Will I fix it? Will I not? I don't know. But it's just, like I said, it plays on to that look. So I'm not too big onto it. And it's not something that's like, oh, I need to change this right now. Flaw number 2, curved upper and lower eyelids. I just told you guys about that. Number 3, scrella show. Overall, your eyes are 5 out of 10. They are your biggest letdown. They just aren't hunter enough. Now, I have definitely looked deep into this scrella show thing. And yeah, like my eyes are like really like prone to showing like the lower whites of my eyes. And like I've noticed that in photos and in pictures, and a lot of times I have to squint max. If you guys don't know what that is, but basically smize. Like I have to like kind of like smile with my eyes or lift up the lower part of my eyes. I've noticed that like I always get the I always get the comment, oh man, you look tired. Oh man, you look this. Oh man, you look like you don't want to be here. 80% of the time, I don't want to be here. 80% of the time, I am tired and I'm just sick. And other times, people just want to have conversation with you. People just want to start conversation with you. They're probably miserable, so they want to see if you're miserable too. They're probably in this place tired, and they just want to see if you're tired too. Saying so you guys can connect. But other times though, I'm just like, there is some truth to that, because with my curved lower eyes, they do show a little bit more sclera, you know, than is ideal. I'll actually mention a pretty boy that a lot of you guys probably know, which is Prince. Prince has sclera show. He has lower sclera show, and that's why those certain eyes that are curved are associated with pretty boys. They call them pretty boy eyes. Like there's also a name for that. And when it comes to women, and I also want to distinguish this, when it comes to women and men, like certain features are flaws, certain ones are just not that big of a deal. It's all about sexual dimorphism, you know. What makes a man more attractive, what makes a woman more attractive in their own separate individual ways. Eyebrows. Eyebrows could be a little bit thicker / a little bit darker. Now this is the exciting part, because I have improved that. Like, yo, I've already had 3 microblading sessions, went to LA, spent, you know, like my eyebrows, man, they probably gotta be like $2,000 or $3,000 right now. I've gone to Perfect Frame Eyebrows. They specifically do men's eyebrows in LA. That's where they're located. Perfect Frame Microblading. Gone to them, and I can tell you, like, my eyebrows have made a huge transformation. They've gotten more denser, they got more thicker. I get all types of compliments now on my eyebrows. Like after the microblading session, my last one was in July. Since July until now, and we are in September, I've gotten like a lot of compliments on them, and that was after my touch-ups. It took 2 touch-ups to get to this point where like people are just like, oh my gosh, like I really like your eyebrows. Like your eyebrows are like the perfect shape, like things like that. So it's taking about 2 touch-up sessions right now. I get about 2 touch-up sessions per year. That's the schedule that I'm going for. This last time that he did, man, he had some really good stuff, and like the pigment is lasting a lot longer. And yeah, I mean, you guys can see the before and after. So yeah, so that's another thing I'm talking about, bro. Like when somebody tells you your flaws, think about how to fix them. Some facial craters. Now I thought this was kind of funny, because my facial craters, like the things on the corner of my eyes, they were actually from chicken pox. So they created some like some permanent pigmentation into my skin. And honestly, I like it. they give my face some characteristic. Now I can see how like some people would like see that as a flaw, as an imperfection, you know, to get rid of it. I don't like it, blah blah blah. But to be honest, I like it. I also have like 2 little beauty marks, like literally like symmetrical, like on my cheekbones. Like one is like, I don't know. It's like I understand if like I had like hell of them, but it's only like right next to my eye. A little bit few here and there. So next flaw is asymmetrical abdominals. Bro. Hey, I like my abs. But I'm gonna tell you right now, they don't look like genetically like the best. Like in terms of like balance and symmetry, he is totally right. I used to be like super insecure about that. But honestly, like now that I look at like my abs and shit like that, like it's almost like the asymmetry makes them look like more shredded, like than they actually are. Like on top of like me having the boxing muscles, the obliques coming in, the serratus like on the sides of my abs and things like that. Like my abs look like unearthly. like they look out of this world. I've dealt with it and I used to have a problem with it, but as I've gotten stronger and as they start to pop out a little bit more, I am totally okay with it. Like, I really have like no, I won't even do like no crazy like procedure to fix my asymmetrical abs. I don't care. Like, I am totally good with my abs. Like, I like the way that they look. Some people might be like, nah, you should get it fixed, but nah, I'm good with it. Short-term looks maxing recommendations. So, number 1, you've done it already. Haircut is good and suits your ethnicity. Skin appears to be in very good health. Gym max quite evidently. I'm honestly surprised you purchased looks maxing advice when you're not in need of anything at all. I seriously don't have any suggestions. Could have saved yourself $5. You've kind of made my job easy. You're the 5th most attractive I've rated so far out of 100 people. 2 Tyrones are higher than you. A Tyrone is basically a black Chad. That's what it means. So I guess I'm third. I'm third of the Tyrones. Is that I really liked what he said about this because I had to search up the word uncanny at first. I was like, uncanny. Like, and you know, listening to Wheat Waffles, he's like a very intelligent dude. I had to search up what uncanny means. Uncanny is like, you ever went to the wax museum and like you've seen these like lifelike figures, but they're not humans, and it gives you that weird uncanny feeling like, I feel like it's supposed to move. And not to be morbid either, but like if you ever seen a dead body, you're like, I think it's breathing. It's uncanny. Okay, that might have been a little bit too far with the dead body thing. You're like, how the fuck does Floyd know with a dead body? My skin just looks poreless. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Motherfuckers like, how do you get your skin to look like that? Like, what do you use? You know, I always tell them like, oh, this is my skincare routine, but I'm wearing foundation right now. It's just like, I'm a model, you know, I'm a model 24/7. This is what I do. These are your mid to long-term recommendations. Number 1, you're a highly attractive guy. As already stated, number 5 of who I rated so far, it's no question all 3 environments will still work for you. Which means warm, cold, and online. I'm gonna tell you, they have all worked for me. But so the choice is yours. So the choice is yours, really depending on what you're looking for and what your personality is suited to, introvert or extrovert. I'm a pretty introverted dude. I'm not an extroverted guy. I barely go to clubs, barely go to parties, but I'm gonna tell you this though. When I do go to parties and when I do go out, yes, I do get attention. You know what I'm saying? I do get that attention. I do all 3 as that would be good, and as that would give you the widest number of options. Number 2, I'd also look at options for making your eyebrows a bit darker / thicker. Told you guys, watch my video, get my eyebrows microbladed. I really highly recommend this procedure. I go to Perfect Frame in LA. Really good people. Really good guy. I go to Jonathan. He does my eyebrows. And he's the owner of the shop. So he says, other than that, there isn't really much to say. I think this is one of the shortest reports I've written. Usually I write at least 8+ points on improving your looks, but there isn't much to say. Your biggest flaws are in your eyes, which are pretty much impossible to change. Best of luck of you, man. You have a great future. You have a good future. Sorry, I didn't mean to replace the adjective. But yeah, this video has become like super long, and I didn't mean for it to be this way. So the next video, I will be doing a Nero Angelo face rating. So for this video, I'm gonna close this one out with the Wheat Waffles face rating, and I'll see y'all later. And always remember, stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready. All right, peace.